friends, welcome to my channel Ventri's Tutorial. আজকে আমরা শুরু করব lesson 5 এর unit 2. So let's get started. We would find the hammer for him and then he would have lost sight of the mark he had made on the wall where that nail was to go in. আমরা হাতুড়িটা খুঁজে পাওয়ার পর দেখব যে পজার কাকা যেখানে পেরেকটা পুঁততে হতো সেই জায়গাটা হারিয়ে ফেলেছেন। Each of us had to get up on the chair beside him and see if we could find it. আমাদের প্রত্যেককে এক একটা চেয়ারের ওপর উঠে দেখতে হবে যে সেটা কোথায়। We would each discover it in a different place and he would call us all fools. আমরা প্রত্যেকেই সবাই বিভিন্ন জায়গায় চিহ্নটা খুঁজে পাবো এবং আমাদেরকে পজার কাকা বোকা বলবে। Trying to reach a point 3 inches beyond that was possible for him to reach. The string would slip and down he would slide onto the piano. যেটা 3 ইঞ্চি তার আয়ত্তের বাইরে সেই জায়গাটাকে পৌঁছানোর জন্য তার হাত থেকে দড়িটা পড়ে যাবে এবং তিনি পিয়ানোর ওপর পড়ে যাবেন। At last, Uncle Podger would get the spot fixed and put the point of the nail on it with his left hand and take the hammer in his right hand. সেই জায়গাটা খুঁজে পাওয়ার পর পজার কাকা ডান হাতে হাতুড়িটা ধরবেন এবং পেরেকটা বাঁ হাতে ধরবেন। And with the first blow he would smash his thumb and drop the hammer with a yell on somebody's toes. কিন্তু প্রথম ধাক্কাতেই তিনি তার বুড়ো আঙুলে মারবেন এবং হাতুড়িটাকে ফেলে দেবেন চিৎকার সহকারে কারোর পায়ের ওপর। Aunt Maria would mildly observe that next time Uncle Podger was going to hammer a nail into the wall, she hoped he would let her know in time. মারিয়া কাকি এই সমস্ত কিছু দেখতে থাকেন এবং ভাববেন যখন পরের বার পজার কাকা হাতুড়ি দিয়ে পেরেকটা মারতে যাবেন তখন তিনি যেন আগে থেকে জানিয়ে দেন। She could then make arrangements to go and spend a week with her mother while it was being done. তাহলে এই সময় চলাকালীন তিনি এক সপ্তাহ তার মায়ের কাছে গিয়ে থেকে আসবেন যতক্ষণ না কাজটা শেষ হচ্ছে। Oh, you woman, you must make such a fuss over everything, Uncle Podger would reply, picking himself up. পজার কাকা তার পরক্ষণেই বলবেন যে তুমি কেন ফালতু ফালতু এইসব ছোট বিষয় নিয়ে ঝামেলা করছো। Why I like doing a little job of this sort. আমি বা কেন এইসব ধরনের জিনিস করতে পছন্দ করি। And then he would have another try. এরপরে তিনি আর একবার চেষ্টা করবেন। At the second blow the nail would go clean through the plaster and half the hammer after it. পরের বার পেরেকটা প্লাস্টার সমেত দেওয়ালে ঢুকে যাবে এবং হাতুড়িটাও চলে যাবে। Then he would find the rule and string again and a new hole was made. তারপরে তিনি একটি দড়ি দিয়ে দড়িটা খুঁজে পাবেন এবং এইভাবেই নতুন একটা ফুটো দেওয়ালে করা হবে। About midnight the picture would be up, very crooked and insecure. মাঝরাত্রেই ছবিটাকে দেওয়ালে টাঙানো হবে কিন্তু ছবিটা খুবই বাজেভাবে টাঙানো। There you are, he would say, stepping heavily off the chair onto the charwoman's scones and surveying the mess he had made with evident pride. এই নাও কাজটা শেষ হয়ে গেছে এই বলে তিনি চেয়ার থেকে নামবেন এবং তদারকি করে দেখবেন খুব উৎসাহের সাথে তার করা কাজগুলো। Why some people would have had a man in to do a little thing like that. কেন সবাই একজন পুরুষ মানুষকে এইসব ছোট্ট কাজের জন্য ইনভলভ করে। Now we will move to the activity part. Activity 5. Choose the correct answers from the given alternatives. Number A. Uncle Podger would call us all. Option 3. Fools. Number B. Uncle Podger would slide and fall. Option 2 on the piano. Number C. Uncle Podger's work would finish. Option 1 at around midnight. Activity 6. Complete the sentences with the information from the text. Number A. Uncle Podger would lose sight of the mark he had made on the wall where the nail was to go in. Number B. The picture string would slip trying to reach a point 3 inches beyond. Number C. Uncle Podger don't like doing a job of this sort. Activity 7. Complete the sentences with the information from the text. Effect. Each child had to get up beside him on the chair, so the cause will be Uncle Podger lost sight of the mark he had made on the wall where the nail was to go in. The effect is Uncle Podger would fall onto the piano, so the cause will be Uncle Podger was trying to reach a point 3 inches beyond what was possible for him to reach. Number C. At the first blow of the hammer, the effect will be Uncle Podger smashed his thumb and dropped the hammer on somebody's toes. A new hole was made. The cause for this effect was at the second blow, the nail would go clean through the plaster and half the hammer after it. Activity 8. Answer the following questions. Question A. Give 2 instances to show the carelessness of Uncle Podger. When Uncle Podger lost sight of the mark he had made on the wall where the nail was to go in, and when he smashed his thumb. 2 instances of Uncle Podger's carelessness. Question number B. What did Aunt Podger say after Uncle Podger smashed his thumb? After Uncle Podger smashed his thumb, Aunt Podger told him to inform her so that she could make arrangements to go and spend a week with her mother while the work was being done. Question number C. How did Uncle Podger react after finishing the task? After finishing the task, Uncle Podger surveyed the mess he had made and asked why people need a man to do a trivial thing like hanging a picture. Question number D. Why was everyone tired after Uncle Podger put up the picture on the wall? Everyone was tired after Uncle Podger put up the picture on the wall because repeatedly Uncle Podger used the following words in column A with their meanings in column B. Sneer means mock, evident means clear, wretched means poor, surveying means closely observing. Activity 10. Find the antonyms of the following words from the text. Number A. Rapidly, slowly. Lost, found. Remembered, forget. Roughly, mildly. Save, injure. Straight, crooked. Activity 11. Use the prefixes or suffixes like in, im, all, some to form new words. Different, indifferent. Possible, impossible. Sufficient, insufficient. Arrive, arrival. Whole, wholesome. Activity 12. Find compound words from the text and make sentences with them. Frame makers. Next morning, he sent for a frame maker and told him to mend the frame as soon as possible. Dining room. That gnawing fear had made its way into the dining room and it was lurking round the edges of his conversation. Step ladder. He used a step ladder on a slippery floor to clean a bowl chopper. Kitchen chair. Mrs. Baker stumbled into a kitchen chair. Picture cord. Bring me a bit of picture cord. Activity 13. Write 5 sentences about what you want to be in future. I would like to be a social worker. My interest in social work was from my childhood. I want to do something good for the people of my country. I want to help the poor and needy as much as possible. Helping others makes me happy and I want this happiness permanent in my life. Activity 14. Find the plural nouns and make sentences with them. He wore his old trousers to school. Trousers. Tuck your shirt into your trousers. Mother wanted the scissors to cut the thread. Here scissors are the plural noun. Using sharp scissors, make a small cut in the material. The press went public over the issue. Here public is the plural form. Public opinion is ever more in the peace camp because the vast majority of economy doesn't benefit financially in times of war. At the station, the goods were unloaded from the train. The goods here are plural nouns. The store sells a variety of goods. His true colors came to the forefront at the meeting. Here, colors are plural forms. Colors. The sun has faded the curtains, so the colors are rather patchy. Activity 15. Write a summary of the given passage. So we have to make a summary of this given passage. So I will directly move to the summarized portion of this passage. He would spring round the room in search of his handkerchief as he could not find it because it was in his coat's pocket. Everyone had to leave their tools in search of his coat. Activity 16. Narrate a funny incident that you have experienced. You may use the following points. So with the help of these points, we have to narrate a funny incident. A funny incident in the class. Various funny things keep taking place in our class. Our class is called the naughtiest class at school. Nevertheless, in presence of a teacher, we try our best to maintain discipline. One day, our teacher was teaching a lesson on the advantages of science. The lesson was very boring and tedious. Our teacher was trying her best to make it interesting by referring to some of the other things else than the lesson. Suddenly, she stopped speaking. We could not make out the reason for this sudden silence was. One of our classmates, Rohit, was sleeping unperturbed. He was not only sleeping, he was snoring too. Our teacher called his name but in vain. Then a friend of Rohit shook him up from his sound sleep. Rohit opened his eyes to the reality of the situation. He at once stood up awkwardly, murmuring apologies. He looked perplexed. The teacher for a moment did not say anything. Then she smiled, bowed a little, and said, "Good morning, Rohit," and the whole class gave way to the suppressed peals of laughter. আশা করছি তোমাদের আজকের এই ভিডিওটি ভালো লেগেছে, আর ভালো লাগলে অবশ্যই এই ভিডিওটিকে লাইক করো আর শেয়ার করো আর আমার চ্যানেলটিকে সাবস্ক্রাইব করো। দেখা হচ্ছে পরের ভিডিওতে। আনটিল দেন, বাই বাই অ্যান্ড স্টে কানেক্টেড।